With you
This
all.
meeting is being recorded.
Perfect. So hi everybody. We just go for the info session. Anyway, feel free, click with your question. Meantime, or write it in the chat. Milena going to bring the questions right after this session. How we manage this session is that I'm going to go first talking a little bit about AI and what's happening in the companies and why do we need such type of program or such type of roles in the organization. The second part going to be Ruben joining us, which is one of the success stories that recently we have at EPFL. It happened, and then through some training of AIPM and other type of, let's say, activities. And the third part, I'm just going to concentrate more on specifically about the program, like what is it there, why you need to be there in case, and answering these kind of general Q&As that are relevant to the program. Okay, let's kick off with a big picture. All of the technologies that so far happened, it was for the quest of productivity. From the time that we were hunter and gatherer, or our ancestors, and then became farmer. We had agricultural revolution. We all found seed and then saw the seed and being around, we domesticated animals, crop rotation, hiring laborers, and so on. Of course, the productivity increased 50 times, if not less, and absolutely higher than this amount. Then went to the Industrial Revolution. We found coal, textile mining, then railroad, and then of course we got so prosperous, then so happy that we needed probably 1 or 2 world wars to reach to the point that no, that is not the way. The way is co-opetition, compete and cooperate. And then we went for information revolution, e-commerce and so on, .com bubble, early 2000. And then digital automation and home automation. And we reached to the AI part, which we call it the digital or AI revolution now. So now this is where do we stand. And may I ask everybody to keep it on the mute for the time being, please. And then after, we're going to open up and we can discuss more. Thank you. So then going for seeing the big picture, where we came, all of the development in the industry and technology that we have, either at EPFL or any other technical school or other engineers, we're talking about the last 250 years, all of the advancement that happened. And through these 250 years, we had some general purpose technologies that came in and played a role. AI is clustered as general purpose technology as well, similar to printing press, electricity, internet. But there's one key difference between AI and the other, let's say, general purpose technologies. On the similarities, let's say, they go all creating new opportunities, they are creating new jobs and tasks, and of course, they're augmenting some tasks or automating some tasks, or ultimately removing some jobs, similar to the elevator man that we had in 50s. It's not anymore. You're pressing the button yourself and you go in the elevator or in the lift. Similar stories like bank clerks who were just counting money. Now you're using ATM. Either the task going to be automated or a process or a total business model. The main difference now, why there's an importance here on the AI side, is that there's a sense of learning. The learning is on the, let's say, core activity of AI, and that makes it different. So the first question you may have is, well, I'm educated in software or I'm using software. What is the difference between AI and software? The key difference is the learning. Machine learns from example rather than being explicitly programmed. Okay, well, sounds nice, but that sounds probably for you too academic. The main point here is that our knowledge as human is to some extent limited. We have our limitation. Second point is that we cannot, this is a science that is proven, that is we cannot express what we know. We are not good in saying all what we know and what we are learning. Machine is helping now, and specifically machine learning at the depth of it is helping. So similar story for software. We were very limited on making that, and the application have focused on codifying. And when we say codifying, this is a painful task or activity that we are doing while we're coding our knowledge and procedure and processes to that. So by saying that, AI is a tool set. There are a couple of, let's say, techniques that are used. Supervised learning, basically we say this is cat, this is dog, this is the approach, and then the door is open or closed and so on. So I'm trying to be a bit simplistic here, but sure, we can go deeper on each topic. Then generative AI, I'm pretty sure any of you used at least once and being encountered with GPT, Bard, or Gemini, and Mistral, or many other, let's say, platforms that are basically on generating topics and text and images and sound and so on. It's just going to the multi-model model now. The other part is unsupervised learning. This is the way we are learning. For example, if we see one tree, we know other trees, and we are just, without knowing that, we know that. And then reinforcement learning, basically, this is this approach that is used for example, data centers, for the heat, for other approaches, or even some of the text that you receive, when you like it, definitely is going, it's a word system for example, GPT or any other system. So that's a general point, because we have audience here checking the questions that you answered. We have some almost 50% of the audience with intermediate or very basic knowledge of AI. So that's the part that we designed and we put it in. Now, there are two ways to look at AI. Either it's you seeing it utopian or dystopian. On the utopian way, which is the way we are basically seeing it as engineers or as people at EPFL and so on, is that, well, that is one element similar to other general purpose technologies that could create jobs, that could bring prosperity, that could bring productivity. However, we are not closing our eyes on the danger, the other side, because when the element of learning is on the core of AI, definitely that's something to keep it on watch, and then checking it to be sure that what is going on, what are the guardrails, what are the ethics and morals about that. This is not anymore software. This is a system or algorithm or a set of, let's say, system of systems that they can learn from each other and have communication with each other. Now, by saying that, there are the most significant advances in AI that happen. They are basically on perception and cognition. On the perception, I'm sure you use one of these Siri or Alexa or even GPT assistant in a way that you put it on the voice and you can get the answer and so on. Or you type it and you say, you ask Alexa to dim the light or put the music that you like and so on. The other side is on the cognition. Similar cases are IBM as a business case, your use cases, or Amazon, for example, optimizing inventory, or IBM improving the contract claim process and so on.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you. I don't know if the others can see the screen. Maybe it's me. Can you see I'm in screen? You haven't shared.
Yes, we can see the screen.
Yeah. Okay, that's me. Sorry. That's
no worries. All good. I needed some second to breathe. So then if we see all of that, the main advances, significant advancements so far happen in these two fields, like perception, cognition, and so on. Amir is here with us, and Amir, definitely if you have more questions on specifically his work, brilliant work on the vision, brilliant work on the multi-model models, we can elaborate more on that. I'm covering the general topics at this stage. Then we go more technical. So the driving AI, what are the main things that are driven? Look, all of the products, I would like to pause right now. You look around your phone, your smartwatch, and other, for example, your laptop, iPad, all of that. They're adding data to the system. Your smartphone, if you're in a, let's say, industrial setting, industrial equipment, digital photos that you take over the weekend or during the day, your videos, social media, all of that, they're adding to the reservoir of the data or the lake of the data of a company or multiple companies. On top of that, algorithms are helping. Of course, first we need data to go there, but a good amount of data, not necessarily large amount of data. Then large data help us with the quality, for sure. It helps us to have a better training, better algorithm, and more accuracy. And hardware helped us as well. So there is a synergy and amplifying effect. Before we were talking about CPUs, now there are GPUs. There are things that in 1995 we could do, and it would have taken us probably some million years. Right now, with GPU, we are doing it within 1 or 2 years. 1 or 2 days. So the speed, everything is about the speed and a scale at this stage. So there are contributing factor force this synergy and amplifying effect. Of course, companies that will lead in the next 10 years are investing in AI right now. And it's not just necessarily buying GPUs or going for example, having more sensors and so on. The other part that is very important, and we see a lot that is neglected, is on the upskilling and capability building for the people, for the organization, for other employees that are there. And that's the part. The biggest and most important opportunities in the age of AI is going to be for us to see this. So what problem to work next, and persuading a lot of people to tackle them and go along with the solution. And literally this, we are talking about leadership. So this is one of the very minimum, let's say, level of task, or at least up to this stage, that is not automated yet by AI. Rather, AI can help you as an assistant to refine the problem, to better define and define the scope of it, or help you or assist you with type of solution, but not to develop the solution. So the main thing that is there is still we as human, we are posing the question, and AI system probably with some proper prompting can answer. So the story is not, still AI is not capable of posing this kind of critical questions. So this is the part that I wanted to highlight. And this is basically what we're talking about. AI product management or AI product leadership is all about this, that what is the main problem that is worthwhile, viable, and valuable to go through and try and to solve it. And is that solution feasible for us? Are we equipped enough, well equipped to bring like latest technology or some of the things that are there, or build up a proper team, solution team, AI engineers, hiring some of the people within our network to just work on that and bring something that is valuable. This is all we are talking about. So as I said, the main driver that AI brings are around these three topics. On the task and occupation, example is machine vision, to identify potential cancer cells so that the radiologist could concentrate on more important thing, and the human contact and so on, and bonding and other topics, not necessarily just on the diagnosis, which is very important, but we see in the news more and more the accuracy goes higher and higher because we are collecting more data, algorithms are better, and of course infrastructure is getting better and better. The other thing is about business processes. On that, I've worked extensively with many corporates. On the first part, on the task, we have a case study that Ruben will show you. On the second part, I work extensively. So if you would like to have a discussion on the Q&A, definitely can help you. The other part is about the business model. And of course, when the new change happens, the new landscape, the new environment, the new ecosystem happens. So based on that, obviously, we have a new streaming system. For example, like music, you have it Spotify or Apple Music and so on, or you have Netflix, Amazon Prime, or many other, you name it. There are other business models that box office like gone bankrupt. Basically, there are not, nobody goes for the VHS or that, let's say, traditional style of like movie club and so on. So and then this is not enough, because next stage is going for personalizing uniquely based on your taste. If you like jazz, then for example, rock and roll shouldn't show up on your list, for example, as a personal list. On YouTube, for sure, Google is very amazing. YouTube is amazing, but it's still, if you see some of this advertisement, it's still are bothering us, and it's absolutely irrelevant. For example, for a professor who's teaching at university, it's irrelevant to have to receive this as an MBA, or let's say as some other schools that are, let's say, projecting. So obviously it's not yet on the personalization. If we consider even like YouTube, still it is not fully fine-tuned. They are great, they're doing an amazing job, but it's still this personalization is going on. So that's a business model of obviously, and it helps and impacts a lot in the marketing or other type of sectors. But the sober reality is most of AI projects go off course, means going wrong. And then we have the rate by 70 to 80% failure rate. You may ask, like, what are the main reasons where they go wrong? The main thing is going for a problem, not the problem. This is $1 million investigation or discovery, really going through what is the real problem to solve, not just a problem. Second is like, unfortunately, specifically if the group are majority of them engineer, they are if first and foremost, they go for feasibility, what algorithm? So they have more solution-oriented mindset rather than problem-oriented mindset, like seeing what is the problem, what could be the solution. This is exactly like being a tailor, designing something, and you would like to fit it on the body of your client. That doesn't work. You need measurement, you need to accept, you understand what is the need of the client, then come and design a suit or a skirt or any attire that your client wants. And the other thing is unfortunately, going for over-engineering the solution. So by saying that what goes wrong, what the other 20%, what other companies they're doing that they go wrong, what are other companies, for example, here is one of the a very successful Chinese company that they've done Cosmoplate as a platform. The other example that I can give you is JP Morgan, for example. They're automated to some level, some activities that they don't need the data analyst. Anyway, I don't have any research coming out of it. On the news level, yes. On the research level, still we don't have, because they announced it 1 or 2 months ago, I believe. But still, we don't have any, let's say, documented approach to see like if this truly is there or it's just automated some tasks of data analysts. Anyway, how this success could look like is valuable, means there is an element of value understood in the problem that you're solving. Some of them, they don't need really the, let's say, rocket science solution. So you don't need to go to that, let's say, direction. Second point is feasibility. They are feasible within the team knowledge or within the reach, within your network, you can basically make a feasible solution. And there are people that, or companies, or let's say clients that are willing to pay for such service. So there are 3 parts, and unfortunately is missing. A majority of us, let's say, if I consider our audience with the engineering background, which some of us, we don't have, 20 to 30% of our audience today, there's no engineering background, which is good for them, is that we are biased on the feasibility, because the whole education at EPFL, we are just going for feasibility, find a solution. So now we are opening up our eyes to what is the main problem, what could be the potential solution, is there anybody paying for that one or not, can we have this transaction? So to not keep it theoretical, I asked 2 of our top students in the class, and they were former participants of the AI product management training, joining us. This is a very good success story. 2 brilliant guys. Ruben is with us today. And then they brought the idea, they fine-tuned it, they made some pivot work on that one, and they went for Y Combinator, successfully went through that, add more to their knowledge and expand their own network. And they basically raised, I believe, 3 or 4 million. I don't know, it's public information, I think. But anyway, Ruben elaborates more on this topic. But now, if we want to see on the scope that we are talking about a data product, and in a longer run, definitely they would add the AI part to that one. But what they're doing, they're automating tasks on the data management. Let me stop here, ask Ruben to share his slides and share his brilliant work. Then I'm going to continue with the training.
Hey, thank you so much, Amin. I'm just trying to find my screen. My screen here to share. All right. Do you guys see my screen here?
Yes.
All righty. Cool. So thank you so much, Amin, for inviting. Really happy to hear like a flagship of this AIPM program. So actually, I'm very happy to be here talking to you, because like so Stacksync, we're a growing startup, and actually like the course of Amin is actually where actually we decided to co-work with my co-founder, and it was also the same time we were accepted actually to Y Combinator. So so really cool. So my name is Ruben. I'm co-founder and CEO at Stacksync. And Stacksync technically powers real-time and bidirectional sync between enterprise systems. So for example, let's say if you have different CRMs or enterprise systems like supply chain systems, etc., which need to talk to each other and don't have the data inside the system that actually is a need to do AI production or whatever, actually Stacksync enables you to connect this, right? So actually our story was very simple, right? We were just like 2 students at EPFL, just like any kind of random students. where actually we worked ourselves as consultants in some technology consulting companies. We worked as well on some startups, on some larger tech projects. And actually we realized that most of data problems in companies basically come from that the data you want is not in the tool you want. So so let's say you want to you have your marketer in Salesforce want to make like a massive marketing campaign, but do not have the insights. They need to actually filter out audience and just target the messaging. So we started to build like our first product, which was bidirectional sync, was core infrastructure for companies, technically large companies, to actually ship data back and forth. And once we onboarded the first clients, right, we realized actually they could save hundreds of thousands, and now we also onboard clients which have like millions of dollars of a year of engineering cost, and actually ship projects that could take like 1.5, 2 years in only a few months. And then we realized, okay, what is missing to this bidirectional sync product, right? So the first product, of course, is like bidirectional sync between CRM, ERPs, and databases. So just like when you modify one side, it modifies the other side. And then like we developed like a second product, which actually started more on the workflow automation. And so we are not yet an AI company, but actually we are actually AI enablers. So by powering the first data consolidation between systems, and then the event-driven automation between all of these different systems, let's say for supply chain, order processing, carbon accounting, and all those kind of use cases. Actually, you need to actually have data pipelines which process data oftentimes in real time, and actually ingest and clean that with AI and actually distribute that. So basically now we have these two products. And what's the vision? What's next, right? As good AIPM, which took the course of Emin, right? So we understand that, like the most important thing technically, right, when you develop a product is here talking to your customer, right? Is talking to your customer. The customer is going to tell you what's in it, and actually do something, right? And most companies actually we're helping for, actually like I mean said, they started on a project which was actually not really the problem, but just a problem. And then as we just like onboard them and just help them to automate more and actually iterate more with our tool, basically they can actually find out what is the problem and save $1 million in engineering costs, because they don't have to repay the whole engineering team to do another project, but actually they can just tweak and actually do the workflows which they just created and actually iterate much faster. So I would say, like, when we went through the AIPM course of Emin, right? So we understood two things, right? The most important thing is talking to the customer, addressing a problem and not a problem, as well as just, like building a generic product. And that was our three main insights, which really pushed us. And actually now we from students, we just created a startup. Now we are 7 people. We're a growing company. And now we raised a few millions when we went to Y Combinator in San Francisco. And that was very condensed, with the help of Amin and everything, right? So that's pretty much like what we are all about. Maybe, I mean, like, do you want to react to what I'm saying, or?
Well, it's just congrats. That's it. The credit definitely goes to Ruben and Alexis, not to myself and Amir, because this is our job as an educator, and then as an advisor for other companies, we're just supporting and providing this. But one thing I'll pass it back to you, Ruben, is that defining a problem and being on the zone to fine-tune your problem to the problem, that's a task. That's something that is really valuable to do that. And this is not that easy. And apart from that, knowing what are the latest technologies, having proper contact and network and going through that. And of course, capital is important. However, for your MVP, for example, Ruben, I don't think you needed like much money. Even you had some initial client paying, I don't know, some very small money for the previous one before your pivot to this idea. Is that the
exactly.
case?
So in the very beginning, basically, we had a few clients, and like some grants from EPFL, from the Canton Vaud, and all that, to actually help us build the first MVP. It was nothing, right? Really almost nothing. And we built the first MVP, right? And on this we could iterate and really understand like what our customer were facing. And in the beginning we were like, okay, we're gonna fix like, data connectivity problem in general. And actually, like when you talk to everybody, you actually talk to nobody. And by going to this, right, and talking to our customers like on a daily basis, we actually understood that the problem is much simpler, actually. It's like, so data you want is not in the tool you want. And this is a basic precondition for any AI product, for any data product, for any like dashboard, analytics reports, like data activation, anything. It's just like, you just need the right data, clean on the right format at the right place, right? So we first developed like a first MVP, right, with Salesforce and Postgres, which are two enterprise systems. And then we started to, we understood that actually like we had many clients finding us on the web, coming down and they told us, actually, I need the same product, but with different things, right? So you know, like when we develop a third connector, we realized, oh, okay, like the two first connectors, you know, it works, but now we need to have a framework which expands to all of these connectors, right? So we start to build really generic. And as we went now, we support like so many other systems. We support like tens of connectors, and we are actually like growing at increasing speed. So, and technically like the experience you would get between Salesforce and Postgres, let's say HubSpot and SAP, Microsoft Dynamics and Snowflake, all of this interaction that you have between your systems are actually configurable in the same manner. And your engineers just don't spend time just with that boring data pipeline and focus on what matters most and what actually engineers are paid for, like building competitive advantage for a company, not building a product or a pipeline. This is not their job. Their job is building insights and value to the customer. That's the only thing, right? So if an engineer could actually build value for the customer without even touching a line of code, I mean, actually, their job should not even include code inside of them, right? And this is what we have been really starting from pretty much nothing with almost no capital to now developing like a core infrastructure. Like right now, some customers rely on us. Like there are some energy providers, like which rely on us to actually power the website on which customers they see how much electricity they have consumed in real time, right? So if something breaks, like people can't connect to the website, and if something works, right, they have real-time notification about their spend on their phone via WhatsApp, you know, which is pretty crazy. And we came from students to power this real-time system for energy provider, public transportation company, banks now even, you know, FMCG companies, and that's really something which we built step by step. And here again, right, the most important thing that we really got exceptional at doing enterprise systems data connectivity with bidirectional sync and with enterprise workflows automation by just listening to the customer and figuring out what is their problem and is the problem and not what they wanted to solve, right? And actually like by coming to them and even giving like additional insights on their own problem, like this part, like crazy stuff.
Thank you. Definitely your energy is contagious, Ruben. Thank you very much. I'm going to go continue some part of it, and then specifically, we have Ruben with us. If there's any question, then on the Q&A, we can have an exchange. Just a quick, let's say, recap on what you're talking about. Look, from the product going to the system of system, or what Ruben does is just helping systems or platforms to be connected even. Like either consider it like watch of Patek Philippe or Rolex or Audemars Piguet. For example, if you consider this, this is just pure product, mechanical. I love them. This is the field that I truly adore that. But then this is not a smart product. It's a very beautiful product, luxury, but it's not smart product. Smart products has some Bluetooth, some other technology there to be connected. Then we go for the next stage, which you put the camera, remote camera, and you're in the room of your kid. You're just having a look. Or for example, you talk with Nest or with Alexa to regulate the temperature or not. And then there's a platform like YouTube, LinkedIn, Airbnb, Uber, some of them one-sided, some of them two-sided, serving other people. And this is a new, differently technology, the new type of product. And then we are talking about system of system. Your Tesla, if you have, or your C, they have 3 digital twins on the process level, on the performance level, on the product level. They're all connected. And this enables Tesla to just not be a manufacturing company anymore or a car manufacturer. Tesla is now in the insurance industry because they know how you drive, how fast you go. They know the speed limit of streets and how fast you go beyond that. So you might be considered as a risky driver based on the data that is going on there. So based on that, of course, they are in the insurance industry, rather than the same clustering way that insurance companies like Vaudois, Zurich, or the others they were doing, Tesla is doing different way, because they know your behavior, and based on your behavior, they are clustering. Similar story is your phone, because your phone is like the sensor for industrial machine. This is a sensor, you are having it everywhere, video and other things. Even it just tracks your body movement if you have you check your health application as well. So you have a moving, let's say, sensor with yours of collecting all the data, and then it provides all of that. It helps the companies to collect data, provide better product, bundle, or in a wrong side, go to the immoral activities, which that's the reason we need to have a guardrail and proper code of conduct for AI and so on. So we talk about this in a later stage, and this is not my topic at this stage now. But what is different now is that comparing to the classical products, the data stack, the new technology stack is added, and there is a connectivity between the product cloud and the product. And on the next stage, we are going for the digital twin, which is a twin, a virtual twin for the product based on the data that we collected. So that's the difference. This is the way, as I said, companies like Hair, companies like Tesla, companies like Zurich Insurance, that later they will join us for the training as well, to one of their products they will showcase in our executive training, is that how they go from the new data how they go from the data to create new values, and they go from the data to insight to understand from the way of driving, how you're driving, how you're doing with the speed limit, going and monitoring, coming with some new products. That's what I'm talking about. This is AI product management, the discipline of leading discovery, development, and delivery, and continuously improving the product to reach that, and definitely powered by AI. And what do I mean by AI? I earlier talked about it. The essence of learning is there, and we are using supervised learning, Gen AI, or any other. Well, I don't know all of that. Well, it's a good place to network and be exposed to other experts that are there, and then to learn and to share knowledge. And that's what helps. So if you're using AI product, utilizing them, or you're building AI products, in any case, in your organization, in your team, for your startup, in your business unit, you go through 5 steps. Number 1 is the readiness. The talent is trained or not. That's what we are talking. Second is data is there or not. Then AI infrastructure is there or not. Well, I don't know. Probably is a good opportunity to join us. We can discuss more, and you can see how you can prepare a use case, a business case for your company or for your team or for your startup. Second step is the discovery of idea. As we discussed, as Ruben said as well, that is like, it's not a matter of a problem, it's the problem, defining, align with the value of company, vision of the company, OKR, preparing a roadmap and business objective, then going for the validation of the idea to see somebody is there to pay or not. Executives are up to consider such product. Is it aligned, fit with the business priority or not? And on top, building a proof of concept, POC we call it, and then based on this, test, refine it, and go for the adoption and scale it. We have tons of documents, material, training and sharing about this, squeezed within the 2 or 3 days that we're going to share it with you, and with some experts that are there. If you are interested, save these days. If you are a PFL alumni, we have a discovery session, more or less like this session, but we can go deeper. And there's a very good panel at the end, which one of our friends, senior director from Oracle, will join with 2 other professors. Amir is there. Professor Alaei will join as well. We're going to have a roundtable at the end as well. So it's going to be 20 minutes talk, and the rest is going to be a panel discussion. If you're interested already, you can join us for October 24th and 25th, and then the 1st of November going to be demo day, which you present what you're doing. Now, let me wrap up, and then it's going to be a question of some of you. Why should I register? I'm listing some of them. The first and foremost, the price of the training, by the way, is not going to stay that much. Definitely is going to increase for the next training. But I don't want to use this one as a leverage. but this is one of the unique occasions that if you are there and your timing is matching or you're interested, don't miss this opportunity. You have the opportunity to improve leadership and cross-functional team management. As Ruben said, it's just managing many different stakeholders. It's not just coming up with a feature or a small solution. The other thing is you enhance your skills in AI product management. You walk through the whole journey from strategy to the launch. You gain insight into AI technical aspects. We have some of the world leaders, world experts, academics here around us and at EPFL, and they will be joining us. Amir is one of them. I'm learning a lot from him, honestly speaking. And then expanding your professional network. This is an opportunity to meet other people. Even you can build up your AI team there. Some of them are engineers, some of them are not. So far, we have some people registered with fantastic backgrounds. So you can join force together. This is an opportunity to receive expert feedback on minimum viable product that you come up with. This is in short supply out there. I support a couple of AI startups, and honestly speaking, it's very difficult to receive good and elaborated feedback. And the last one is EPFL certificate of completion. For sure, for EPFL graduates, that might not be a thing, but definitely for those that they are not in our circle would be something interesting. And on top, as I said, I listed 6 of the reasons, but definitely we can add up more the reasons if you want to join. By the way, we have limited the spot left. There are some people already registered. I know, I'm aware of it. Don't put it last minute. The deadline is 31st of September, but don't put it last minute because we have very limited spot left for us. So what you're gonna go, I know these are technical, you have seen it on the website and so on, but for those that are following us and probably this is the first encounter that you have with the material, it's a 3-day sprint course. Why sprint? It is just like everything condensed and there. So I don't know enough AI. Well, look, if you have the growth mindset, this is our motto at EPFL. If you have a growth mindset and you have openness to learn, this is the course for you. If you are not there and you just believe there's a fixed mindset and I'm not engineer, I'm not capable of doing this or so on, I don't recommend you to take it. If you're open and if you're up to learn new things, absolutely, you're going to see fantastic people there, on the participants and on the guest speakers and organizer, that they have this mindset that they are there to learn. All of us, we are there to learn. It is not we know something and we want to teach you. We are there to learn too. So we basically concentrate on 3 main questions: how to identify good opportunity for this and develop new AI products. Then when can I improve the existing product or service or processes? And what are the best practices, which we elaborate more there. I shared some of them. In a high level, basically understanding the needs of human and companies are a combination of people. Either you create a B2C, business to customer, or business to business, B2B. Each of us, we have a collective need. And based on that, we are helping you go through this process to identify a good problem. The other thing is the objective. Objective of this training is identifying opportunity to develop, gain insight, build an effective AI roadmap, which is very important to have a proper strategy. And then coming up with MVP, which is minimum viable product, and receiving good feedback on that and discovering a compelling case studies that are out there or in your industry and so on. Look, one thing that I want to mention here is this one. AIPM helps you to be like a CEO of your product, or CEO of set of products. So that is for those that are already PM, that helps with addition of information on the AI, with addition of information on how the best cases are happening and adding the network and so on. If not, or if you are in a higher level, that helps you to better craft your strategy and roadmap. Well, I'm not in this cluster. Then you come up and encounter, at least you have a first touch and encounter with this type of people who are doing how things are going on. And as I said at the very beginning, AI is disrupting the industry. And AI is not replacing people. People who are using AI tools will replace other people who don't. So that's the best to jump in the train, get there and have first, let's say, hand information. So these are the type of typical target audience, but honestly, we are not close to that. If I want to say the first criteria is, again, growth mindset and openness to learn. The second thing is typical product type of people, or if you want to turn your product or services to something and upgrade it, I'm going to add up the latest, let's say, information technology and expanding your network, that's the place for you. So what's going to happen during the 3 days? The day one, we split it to morning and afternoon. We go first to introduction, then we're going to go product discovery. And here we're going to have a showcase from Zurich Insurance. I'll show you later. Gero going to share some of the stuff that they've done, how they automated the contract management system within Zurich Insurance. And they're testing it, and it was a year and a half now. Even yesterday he wrote me that he's going to showcase something new. There is a new product release and so on. We're very happy, and we would like to have them. Second day, definitely we're going to go for development of the product. What could go wrong? What is there? What are the best approaches? What are the common mistakes? What are the best practices? And then on the afternoon, we go for product delivery. What are the approaches to deliver your product? How to announce it? You see, like, for example, how Ruben already and Alexei, they're doing it. They're in a constant product delivery. They're pushing the new patches, and they're informing the clients, and they're working on that. What are the approaches? How to measure the success there? And day 3, which is going to be Friday, November 1st, is going to be you present this one. And anyway, depends on the number. What we are considering is just like set 8 slot or 9 slot that you present, and you receive feedback from the panel of experts there. So without going forward, you may ask, like, what is the product management? What is the role? What is the difference with project management or so on? Look, program and project management, they are type of the task that is already under product management. Product management is conductor and orchestrator of an orchestra. So the similar type of job in Google or Microsoft or Apple, we have it for product manager, program manager, product, let's say, marketing manager. And what is the difference between the typical or traditional PM with AIPM? Unlike the traditional product managers, AI product manager or AI, let's say, product VPs, or anyway, any high level, you can consider a chief product officer. They're already involved. They're absolutely involved with the data, dependencies, accessibility, model training, what model to use there, unpredictability of the model output, because it highly depends on the algorithm, technology, infrastructure, type of data that you're using, and other ethical and compliance consideration. If you're using patient's data, it's totally different that you use the data of a machine within a production line, for example, to improve the quality of the machine. So these are different. And this is a range of different products that you see on the physical, on the digital, or a mixture of them. Anyway, that's going to be our team. I'm going to be there with Professor Zamir. Plus, Gero going to join us, a brilliant friend and colleague, going to join us, head of product development and commercialization from Zurich, and other experts in academic and AI startups and corporation going to join us there. And I believe on that note, let me just stop here, take your questions, and then I will have a final remark. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Min. So I'm stopping the recording, and we can start with the questions.